Greetings, Keishlings. Keish Prime here with my live reaction of, well, the One Punch Man Redraws. 5 chapters we're going to cover today, so let's get into it. I'm pretty sure this one isn't listed as one, but it's got the .5 on it. So this is 195's redraw. Okay, we've got Bang, or not Bang, Blast, blah. Bang and Blast, they would have made a great team up. But anyway, all the familiar faces from the underground reunite. How have you all been? Flashy's like, what? Huh? So you're a hero here too, old man. Blast, why are you here? He goes to okay. What happened in your fight against God? I'm here to give a status report. He just appears behind him. He's like, what? Just, what the heck? Could you not act so violently in my office? You never learn, do you? I see. This works out well. Hand over every piece of information you have on God Blast. It's useless to try and hide anything from me. And don't think I'll hesitate to use any means necessary to make you talk. This time it's 2 versus 1. You won't run away so easily. Don't include me in your will. You're quite hasty. That lack of composure. Could it be that you've realized the connection between the village you grew up in and God? Seems like your research is getting somewhere. This guy never had any composure. Either way, I was planning to warn you. I'm glad you came. The leader of the village has been revived and has started his activities again. Be careful. Okay, so there's Sonic. I know some of you are hiding. Come out. Okay, so this is when all of them attacked him. Okay. Or no, wait, is it just Gale and Hellfire? You're quite perceptive, Speed of Sound Sonic. You guys again. Change of plans. Instead of... So we're still going with they've fully healed since everything, when they got revived and whatnot. So apparently they also got their outfits redone. You'd think they'd get new outfits at this point. Change of plans. Instead of crushing them together, we'll do it one at a time. So they're talking about the, what was it, the 10 something? It's like all the finalists kind of deal. What? Jokers. You were only ordered to keep an eye on Flash and Sonic. We've had enough of you two constantly going rogue. So they've been attacked from behind. Okay. Hello, Speed of Sound Sonic. 44th class, the Inn. Nice to meet you. I'm from the 42nd. Merciless. Violent force. Destructive devastation. 37th. Golden. Rumbling thunder. So now they're just all coming out of the woodwork now. 21st. Terror. Insanely mad. Chaotic mayhem. I love how all their names kind of pertain to their class names. But also they're horribly redundant because it's like 2 of the same word, more or less. 40th class, rigid. Brawny muscle. Oh yeah, isn't he the guy that throws the rock and it's like super rock or super earth technique? Ugh. Let's see here. 35th, chosen. Murky darkness. 9th class, composed. Ballistic bullet. Oh god, you're freaky. You look familiar though. 36th class, bloodstained. Slaughterous massacre. 22nd, resolve. Illusionary phantom. 13th class, blossoming. Hued color. It's... Why can't I say the word? Also, you tiny as fuck. You like... I don't know. But yeah, it's like melody tune. Melodic tune? Why can't I say that word? 15th class, sure win. Freezing ice. 27th, combining power. I know this word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Empyrean sky. Fifth, potential. Shrieking scream. And he's actually screaming. 19th is momentum. Instant moment. Vibrating tremor. You are. Multicolored rainbow. So, what class are you from? Let's see here. 16th class. Stability. Balanced equilibrium. There are more than I thought. Are we the heaven? We are the Heavenly Ninja Party. The Tenento. An elite assassination team composed of those who have surpassed the village ranking of highest ninja, Jonin, into the realm of Heavenly Ninja, Tenon. Yeah. Oh yeah, their name is a reference to Nintendo. They aren't all talk. Every one of them is quite skilled. Our village forbade socializing with each other. Who would have thought you would have had an alumni association? Ever since the Shinobi village was destroyed, we've come to change our old ways of thinking. We've been gathering and waiting behind closed doors, making preparations for a certain plan. The time has come. That man has finally awakened. This world will be turned upside down. Him? Oh God. Okay, so that I'm pretty sure that's a new panel right there. Because, I mean, this is more aligned with his monstrous form and his, like, human form than what we saw in the original version of this. Excuse me. That man was the founder of the Shinobi village, and people have called him the most powerful ninja in history. He lost consciousness after a fierce battle with Blast 15 years ago and has been comatose inside a recovery capsule ever since. With that man as our leader, we will first assassinate our greatest sworn enemy, Flashy Flash, then move on to the public execution of Blast. Why do they hate Flash again? I don't know. After that, no one will be able to oppose us. The Tenento will rule the world with an iron fist, using the overwhelming power of our ninjutsu. Idiots. You think he's an opponent you can defeat with numerical advantage? The speed of Flashy Flash far surpasses your imagination. Yeah, you guys dealt with that personally. Those of us who have crossed swords with him understand. You're all still lacking in training. Naturally, you're going to be part of this plan as well, Speed of Sound Sonic. Really don't know why they would choose him. You used to get along well with that traitor, didn't you? You must know one weakness or two about him, right? Tomorrow night you will call Flash out of this location. Don't worry, we won't force you to kill him by yourself. We'll be lying here in wait too. I mean, you were doing that already. Okay, the little tiny dude, man, whatever, also now looks like an old granny. If you value a long life, you should do what your upperclassmen tell you to do. That man will be here tomorrow as well. Understood. Okay, and they disappear. Back to the association. That man, we saw him in the depths of the village sleeping inside a recovery capsule, but he barely even looked human. So this is also kind of new because these were more a flash of, like, bits of his memory, not him regaling a story to people, if I remember right. And besides him in an enshrined cube. By the way, isn't that a monster? Why are you reflecting off of his head? She is a interior decorator or interior designer. I specialize in indirect lighting. I had completely forgotten about the fallen village, but what was going on in that panel? What did I do? Oh, because you bounced light off his bald head. After coming to suddenly recall those two things, it connects directly to God. I wonder if the true purpose of the village was to create pawns for God. I see a bird. Birdie. Yes. While training assassins, they were also screening for candidates suitable to become God's pawns. I don't know how you managed to avoid it, but just thinking about that would have happened if you had been turned into one gives me chills. He gathered the top ranking ninjas from the village and formed a secret organization called the Ten Ninto. Uh, they'll likely reach out to fellow ninjas like you and speed us out Sonic soon. Sonic? But I ask one thing, stay away from that man. What? Are you saying I'm no match for them? No. It's just that I want to settle things with him myself. This makes sense given the story that we already knew. Suit yourself. I came to you because I wanted to confirm who was really manipulating in the village. I just wanted to make peace with my own past. Now that the village is fallen, I'm not interested in all that. What matters or what happens next. Is that so? You don't seem that indifferent to me. Could refusing to cooperate as a team be a remaining effect of the village's policies? So you were in the same village as Sonic, huh? No wonder the things you two do are the same level. Simply assaulting people and clinging on to them. What? You bastard, how are we on the same level, you blind fool? What were you watching? Yeah, when you were fighting Platinum and everything, yeah. That was, Yeah. Well, to be fair, Sonic did sink deeper. Don't measure your master by how deep he sank. Why are you still considering him your student? I don't get that. Ha. Huh. Saitama beat Garo. Beat maybe Platinum Sperm. Beat took me off guard. Saitama beat humiliated Sonic. So this is his like mental evaluation. I see. Well, no wonder there has been some misunderstanding about our power levels. Fine then. He just basically did what so many people in the anime community does with power scaling. It's like, well, you beat this guy, so that means you're stronger than this guy, and so forth. Fine then. It's a long story, but I'll tell you about my relationship with Sonic back when we were in the ranks. If it's going to take long, I'll pass. And that's the end of that chapter. Okay, so it's more sped up information from what we knew before. Okay, this one is 196, Ninja Village. The Ninja Village was a production site for assassins that gathered orphans under the age of 17, training them for over a decade before shipping them off to the underworld. I was 5 years old when my parents sold me and entered the village. I don't remember that being established. Until we completed all the training and were granted permission to graduate, escaping from the facility was impossible. The scars from the punishment for my failed escape attempt still remain. A day in the ninja village would last 72 hours. 6 of those were for sleeping. Yet, still don't know if that's like literally how they like just did a day was like 3 days technically, or if it was just because they were so trapped from the inside they had no idea of what was going on in the outside world, so they just forced you into thinking it without, notion of clocks. The passage of time would, be warped. And if you don't know the position of the sun, yeah, you could easily turn 24 hours into 72. The food had no flavor, and all info from the outside was completely blocked off. We spent every day living as machines who did nothing but learn skills for killing. We were not allowed to display any human emotions, but those dead feelings were considered top performers. It was an environment truly worthy of being called hell. Yeah, especially when you take a shit right next to your bed. This is straight up prison. Don't be afraid of pain. So this is that one trainer we've seen. I don't remember him being this detailed. Tears only affect your visual field. Learn how to suppress them. How do you learn how to suppress them? If this is a skill you can learn, then why aren't you teaching it? I can't hear your response. Yes, sir. My God, you're fat. You 21 members of the 44th graduating class, do not think of each other as comrades. There is no need to talk to each other either. Consider the others as mere training partners for sparring practice. After you graduate, if you meet in the field, your only relationship will be as enemies that must kill each other. Let your guard down now and you will be stabbed. Excuse me. Squad 1, you may take a break. Squad 2, classroom instruction. Squads 3, 4, blade combat training. Weren't they part of 5? Squad 5, you still haven't rid yourself of your emotional weaknesses. You will do 3 hours of taijutsu training in the swamp, alternating instructors. He is standing on a soapbox. What the fuck? Okay, so this is being a little more elaborated on. Those with low scores were some of this is information we already knew, but it's being presented in a more informed way. Low scores were subjected to even harsher training programs. They pushed us to our limits without actually breaking us. Because of the village, we were valuable commodities. They spared no expense in investing in their future sources of income. We were kept alive with drugs formulated using top methods, making even suicide impossible, or so we were told. Oh, okay. At some point, I got in the habit of acting like I was a failure. If you walk, we will add more weight. Absolutely no walking. I acted weak on purpose, choosing to undergo the harshest training regimens. Ah, so that's how you became so damn fast. Hey, you're always stuck in Squad 5, right? I'll give you some tips on how to handle blades. So here's where they become friends. If you can't do that, you're never going to get anywhere. My ninja call sign is Speed of Sound Sonic. That was the first time I ever spoke to Sonic, who was in the same graduation class. Can you even consider? You should just say like the same year, because you're not a graduating class until you graduate. Flashy flash. If they find out we're talking, we'll be in deep trouble. Even though his grades placed him in the same failure category as me, he was a rebel. But did he have a cause? Offering me advice despite receiving nothing in return. Since we were in similar physiques at the time, we became each other's sparring partners to practice advanced techniques. He was the only one I could talk to. Talking to another person helped me recover the emotions that got chipped away through the training. And we're seeing some of what we've already seen. For me, that was something to be grateful for. As members of the failing class, we were given all kinds of tasks, yet trying to climb a waterfall. I don't understand what that is. That fire or gas? What's going on there? In the forest, inhabited by genetically modified... What? I don't remember that being a thing. Savage beast. We were ordered to erase our presence and survive for 720 hours. Holy fuck. Working together, the two of us managed to kill all the beasts on the very first day and spend the rest of the time studying. Oh, we see the two wolf ones, but then there's a humanoid one as well. Interesting. And a bird. You came here as a kid, didn't you? Okay, so there's the campfire scene. Being sustained by the memories of your previous life on the outside, it's the reason why you have not lost yourself. Me, on the other hand, I was born inside the facility and immediately forced to live under their training program. Even so, you must be wondering why I haven't been turned into an indoctrinated robot, right? My instructors call me a failure, but that's not true. I was born with an indomitable spirit, so their efforts to control me are useless. I have a dream for the future. I'll tear down the shitty system this organization has. Assassination techniques are useless with anything but killing people. I'm going to climb to the highest rank and take over the village. And raise. I'm reading all of this out of order, but it actually still flows, surprisingly. And raise orphans who have the same circumstances as us in a more free and open environment. What I think has true value is the power to live life as you please. Is that a moth? Yeah, that has to be a moth. Oh, we don't have that right now. You'll help me out, right, Flash? I can tell your eyes look a lot like mine. Several years passes. I was 16 years old. My excellent abilities have long since been acknowledged, and I was ranked number 1. My sense of justice was burning ever so fiercely against the headwind. Okay, so this is new information. The heck? Oh, it's the box. They're trying to see if you're going to become a host on the day of my graduation exam. God, it's so culty. He killed them. I killed everyone. The instructors, the staff, other members of my graduation class. So this is why you're branded as a traitor. And everyone who had anything to do with the facility, successfully removing the evil and its roots. My fierce determination and tireless efforts bore fruit in that instance. But since Sonic lay sick in bed, he wasn't able to witness me at my finest. Sometime later, the rumor of the Hero Association's establishment reached me, and I began using my power for professional hero work and unprofessional evil assassination work. I wouldn't say evil, but I shouldn't have, but I did. But where he's like taking out some of the underworld people. Sweet as sounds, Sonic lost his way somewhere along the path towards the dream he told me about. So you're seeing his wanted poster. The sudden exposure to the outside world must have prevented him from finding his way of life. He went out looking for jobs that required his assassination skills. A long time had passed since then. I didn't expect him to still be alive. And now they're in Saitama's apartment, it looks like. Why are they there? So, why the hell are you in my room? When a master makes time to tell his disciple about his past, it's only proper manners to at least offer him some tea. And Genos comes in from a hole in the wall. Okay. Did he really take over the one right beside Saitama's place then? How stupid. So that's why Sonic holds a grudge against you. You bastard. And put the tea on his head. Speaking of removing the evils to its roots, why did you let Sonic escape? Him turning into a vicious assassin who repeatedly targets Master Saitama is the result. He shouldn't make unauthorized altercations to the dorms. Okay, so yeah, he is just... So he must have took over the one beside him, or maybe he made a weird tunnel in the walls. Let's see. So this is because he thinks of him as a friend or something. My plan was to poison him. It was easy mixing the poison with the tasteless stew. Sonic would have actually teetered on the edge of death as well, but as someone who remained dead last until graduation, he faced some of the harshest environments, developed enough resistance, and survived. More reason why he survived the frickin' monster cell, I guess. Was it to keep him away from the massacre? Or as I thought you... So is it kind of a Sasuke and Itachi moment where it was like the only person you actually felt like you could trust, you kept them away from the massacre? As I thought, you didn't really want to kill him. Speaking of stew... There's some broccoli and carrots I left in the fridge. We gonna make a hot pot? Um, I guess he wants food. All right. On to the next one. Karma, chapter 197. In short, I was on a higher level than Sonic in the village. Got it. I need to buy some beef and onions. Blast. Uh, give me, uh, give my regards to that man, whoever he was when he was human. Hmm. If you'll excuse me. So you're Blast. Oh, I guess Jenna wasn't aware. I'm a demon cyborg. I heard everything from Sitch. It's like, an executive. Gonna go to Hawaii. If you have any problems, please feel free to talk to Saitama Sensei at any time. Saitama was like, you motherfucker. Although last time it was just beef with cream. I'll think about it. Oh, there you are. So, one of the... Not sure. Well, she's one of the association employees, but I don't know if she's a secretary or what. Who's that guy just walking in the halls? He looks vaguely familiar. Mr. Flash. Express delivery. It seems like Flash has figured something out. So is this going to lead to the meetup? Yeah. Well, that's not surprising. I'm the one who told him about God, even though I didn't want him to get involved in the fight. You could have simply told him that man is being manipulated by God and his actions are only its doing. Also, why is this elevator on the external parts of the building? That seems like a total frickin' security risk. Telling him that would have been a better way to protect that man and deflect any of Flash's revenge intentions against him. Isn't that what this is all about? I mean, yes, given what we know. I just don't want to make things more... or, knowing kind of where the story is flowing to unless something drastically changes really makes you wonder, like, how traitorous this all sounds if you're a first-time reader when this becomes a volume. Really gonna make people gonna start hating on Blast. I mean, maybe more than they already were, given some of his previous actions and whatnot, but for the most part, he's still fairly well liked, I imagine. Although I feel like Void would probably just scold me and say, don't try to act gullible. Oh wait, did I miss that one? I just don't want to make things worse for him if he ever becomes human again. After all, he grew up in the organization similar to the village. In an organization... So there's just ninja villages everywhere. Where after graduation, the students scattered, killing each other in a struggle for power and control. So literally he just continued. It's like, hey, it worked for me. I became powerful, so I'm going to make an army of powerful people and then have them kill each other, see who's really powerful. And Void was the only survivor of that organization. A fate that ninjas are notorious for. Okay, we're seeing some... Who is that? Oh, wait, that's Void. Never mind. Okay, so... Hasn't he been as great as he... hasn't he been as great as he is? He couldn't have supported you in the battle or been a key part of the operation. You empty Void. Now that he's finally revealed himself, we must take this opportunity to free him from God's hands. As long as he's hidden, he cannot be found because of the special barrier he develops or deploys. Even the village could not be found because of it. So, is that part of his genjutsu? Because he had a genjutsu ability, so is that also part of that, or is that something else he's done? If he disappears into the shadows again, we will be lost. This is our last chance. Oh, phone going off. in an abandoned building. He'll show up here. That man will be here as well. So that's where Sonic is, I'm pretty sure. Sensei, where are you going? I have something in mind. I'm going to Sonic's hideout now. Okay, so... Oh, I love that he's taking the dog over a walk. Do you know where he's hiding? I received several challenge letters from him at my old house. I found one in a bunch of junk mail that was being forwarded by the association. Here's the address. Oh, it even has a little thing on the back that's a kunai. I also have a kunai. Should have had this in my hand the whole time. Do, 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 do. It's also a spitty tool. Anyway, why go? I don't know. It's a ninja army or what, but I've seen something like this before. Oh, God. What was it? Hardhead? Hammerhead? Guys with nothing better to do than end up getting together just to cause trouble and draw attention to themselves. Since we know that an army of ninjas will go to Sonic's house, I'm going to go there and beat up Sonic, along with any other of his kind that's around. And hopefully Sonic will finally stop bothering me. Maybe he just doesn't want to be alone. Okay, I gotta go now. Yes, Sensei. Okay, so... where the village once stood, it looks like. A challenge letter. What's this all about now? I simply forgot about you until I saw you yesterday. Come to think of it, we haven't settled things yet, so they're going to have their little duel. Things are different now than when we were training, so face me, Flash. I too wanted to clarify the difference in status between us, just on a whim. I don't mind it at all, but are you sure? Do you really want to waste the life you all almost lost back then? Don't be ridiculous. Flash step. And that's the end of that chapter. Okay. Alright, so we're moving on to 198. The Way You Are Now in Saitama in front of a creepy tree. Ten Shadows Funeral. So he's, making a bunch of shadow clones or just after images, most likely. Oh. So he dodged that. They clash. Cool. Repelled him. Sent him frickin' flying. Oh, he got them exploding shuriken. Exploding shuriken. Furious barrage. I do like his shurikens. They're cool. Flashy dodges them, of course. I'm pretty sure this is a reused panel. Alright, so we've got them, evading, slashing. I mean, if you're reading this or watching this, you can know what I'm saying anyway. I guess I shouldn't do a blow by blow. But anyway, so we've got... okay, so they both go in for a big swing. Wind blade and then wind kick. Okay. Or is it just all one name attack? I mean, they look identical moves, so I don't know. Heavy Sonic Fist Barrage. So you have fist techniques. Okay. So what, did you go towards punching moves while Sonic went towards more kicking moves? Interesting if that's the dichotomy of going on. Nice moves. If only your opponent wasn't me. He deflected them effortlessly. Ultimate technique. Here it comes. Still, I haven't shown you my secret move yet. Oh god, he's about to get hit in the face. Flash kicks. Yep, there comes the kicks. I didn't think I'd have to use my ultimate technique against you, and also partially deforest the area. You've gotten strong the way you are now. We could, end of chapter, apparently. Alright. That one went a lot quicker than I thought. Mizuki-chan! Gotta love that girl. I wonder if she'll ever come back into the series. I hope so. I enjoyed the support team. They were like some of the best parts of that arc, especially with all the redraws stuff that was going on at the time. Much like we're experiencing now. Close call. Alright, so now the Tenento are making their move, launching all of their weapons at Flash. He dodges, obviously. The Tenento? Huh. Okay, this is cool, like, freaking. This is what I like. Big group shots like this. This is definitely probably going to become the uh, the thumbnail for all of this, because I mean it's all been ninja stuff anyway, and they've been affiliated since like the second chapter I think that I've reread. So yeah. What? How did you know? Did Sonic betray us, that bastard? This is neither the time nor the place we agreed on for the lure. What was he doing? So you followed, even though you were supposed to be waiting at his place. Never trusted him one bit from the get-go, but he wasn't completely useless. Thanks to that, we've seen your ninjutsu. Are they really ninjutsu when he's just been doing taijutsu, technically? And really, if anything, with his swordplay, it's kenjutsu, but you know. So you've seen his tai and ken techniques, at least some of them. Let us begin the execution of Flashy Flash, the Betrayer. Oh, that's also a fun panel. Um, what? Well, that guy got taken out. Oh, so that was actually Sonic. What are you doing all of a sudden? So you knocked the screaming guy away. Speed of sound, Sonic. What have you gone to the other side completely? I was thinking I'd much rather deal with Flashy Flash myself instead of handing him to you guys. You just had to barge just as we were about to finish. Your timing is horrible. This is between me and him. You guys stay back. You defending against flashy kicks. You exceeded my expectations. If you had gone all out earlier, you might have been able to land a counterattack. A counterattack? Stop daydreaming. You're only alive because we were interrupted, Flash. Oh God, he has no humility. These guys are totally annoying. Or truly annoying. Have you lost your mind? Should we target you for execution as well? So they're brandishing their various weapons. Actually, it's kind of weird that not more of them are, like taijutsu focused. But, oh well. Every single one of us here is an elite ninja, not to mention the difference in numbers. Resistance is futile, even if you should understand, or you should understand that. So it's 2 against whatever number. You're all going to die in the next batch of chapters, so I don't care. Guess I'll have to silence them first. Yeah. Sorry, that's the dryer. It has a weird buzzer that you cannot turn off, and it does it like 3 times. There is nobody around at all. So Saitama's looking at the hideout. So he's also living in such a lonely place. Makes you kind of wonder if Sonic does become more of an anti-hero. Will he eventually join the association? Or he might join the Neo Heroes, actually. That could be interesting as well. Considering their shadiness and whatnot that they've been employing, he would actually fit in pretty well, considering he's been a contract killer this whole time. So, alright, so we got the big ol' rock thrower. I'm just gonna call him Rock Throw. Hey, Rock Lee, what you doing? You're gonna take them out, which is kind of weird because they haven't really done anything that would denote them as traitors. Well, they pretend to cut us all in one movement. Not happening. What? Oh, okay, so they're doing their wire tricks. Whoever comes near, I'll tear them to pieces. And they just got tied up anyway. By their own techniques. It's ridiculous. So now they're on the charge. What? Aren't you going to kill them? They were monsters in the Monster Association. Wait, what? They were monsters in the Monster Association, but now they've turned back to humans. Oh, wait. Oh, you were talking about Hellfire and Galewind. Okay. That makes sense, Flashy fought them, but I thought he was talking about all the other ninjas. I was like, what? They might be useful as research material for reversing monstrification. Is that so? Good for you, guinea pig senpai. What? Oh, and that's the end of that. Okay, these revisions are getting a lot shorter. Alright, overall, the flow is very much what we already knew. The pacing is quicker, which is nice. The information is being more concise and sometimes a little bit elaborated on, like, Flashy's flashbacks, the flashy backs. So that's kind of being elaborated on. Like, I don't know if we knew about him being sold at the age of 5. So he had been there for quite a while. We got to see his graduation moment, party, whatever you want to call it. Hence how he became branded as a traitor. Okay, we didn't really know any of that, so that's cool. Let's see, trying to remember if there were any other specific moments that were really different. I don't think so. If not, I've already spoke upon them in some form or fashion. But yeah, interesting overall. I mean, a lot of it was just rehashed. But what I mentioned earlier with the whole like blast thing is like anyone that didn't read this when it all first came out before the revisions, I do have to wonder how they're going to look at Blast going forward until we get to the backstory portion. So it's like, are people going to like totally turn on him for like half a dozen chapters or something and be like, oh, he was a traitor all along, and look, there's an executive who's also a traitor. It's like, we hate Blast. It's like, no, he has reasons, just haven't gotten to them yet. And actually kind of makes you wonder how they're going to elaborate on some of that as well. Could be interesting. But yeah. So it's like, you really have to wonder how they're viewing this on a first time reading basis. That'll probably be the biggest thing in the community, is like the whole turn on Blast. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So I'm just gonna, have a little spin. And yeah, but anyway, let me know your own thoughts and opinions. Anything I missed, misunderstood, please let me know down below. Check out my other content. Links down below for all my social medias. I'm part of the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, so go check that out. And as always, later days. And until next time. Oh god, it almost flew off my finger. This thing is dangerous. But yeah. As always, later days. And until next time, Quiche-lings. Spinny spin, lose an eye. Who the heck knows? Maybe you will find out in the next one if I have a bandage over my eye. Bye!